end, or the climax of the prosecution's case. I'm here with James Wronko, a frequent guest at Court TV, who frankly I haven't seen in a long time. Wonderful trial lawyer who has been in New Jersey, someone who's been a former prosecutor and now does both civil work as well as criminal defense work. It's great to be with you.
Same here.
So you got the one sunny 70-degree day that New York has probably seen or will see in months, and at least you got to travel here to be able to see it. Nancy Grace and I today came out with Coral. This was our Coral Day. And I get excited, you know, it's spring and it means romance, and then I look at this trial, and this trial just reeks with it. It's all of the intrigue that goes underneath that sweet romance. And here we have, I want to take us right to the issue now. The question that Mr. Amador asked of the trustee, Sharon Cooper, was something like this. Isn't it true that you were Ron Rudin's alibi for Peggy Rudin's suicide? Peggy Rudin being the third wife, Margaret being the fifth, and I guess Sharon Cooper, the trustee, being around for a long time. What's wrong with asking that question if you have a good faith basis for it?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's directly relevant to her motives, her credibility. She's testifying as a state's witness that she wasn't all that close to this person, didn't even know she was going to be the trustee, and yet when his wife, one of his former wives, committed suicide, she's right there.
Now, it's interesting to me because I think you and I were talking before we came in about the problems that poor Michael Amador has had throughout this trial, and he obviously continues to have, as we've just witnessed. I wonder if it were John Monmouth who has now come into this case, or Tom Pitaro, two of the more seasoned lawyers, the more respected lawyers in Las Vegas. Is it true, do you think, that they could get away with asking a question like that the judge and the prosecutors would not get their ears perked up? But because it's Michael Amador, somehow everybody thinks he's either messing it up or he's intentionally adding in prejudicial material.
Absolutely. Judges treat different lawyers differently. I don't care what they say. And there's lawyers I appear in front of, and I know I can do something, and that judge and the prosecutor, they'll just look at me and say, ah, no big deal, and let it be silent. And other judges, you say something which is rather innocuous, and they start yelling at you. You know, judges are never always going to like the attorneys. I mean, I think this judge is a little extreme in his behavior towards Mr. Amador. I mean, well,
you know, it's a funny thing. I have to say this, and I'll see what you, the viewers, have to say, too. I really love Judge Bonaventure. He gets me mad at times, but I love him because he's so real. He's just real. The thing he has to watch with Amador, right, is that he can get really upset with him as long as the jury's not there. It's just really bad if he does it in front of the jury.
Right. I mean, my attitude is the judge wants to yell at you, berate you, threaten you with sanctions, it's fine. But when that carries over in front of the jury, now it starts affecting your client's ability to get a fair trial. And judges are human. It's very hard to be, you know, mean and nasty almost during the breaks, and then all of a sudden the jury comes back and have a nice professional respect. It's very difficult to carry, you know, that out. And a lot of times it seeps in. He's trying to be nice, but the underlying contempt almost comes through, and that becomes, you know, that's a problem, especially on appeal, if you ever get to that point.
Well, it's one of the reasons, of course,